Good morning, everyone. We will start the presentation in another minute. Thank you. Julian and Heidi are just confirming you're still there.
I'm here.
Oh, great. Thanks. All right. So I think we can go ahead. It's 8:03. So why don't we go ahead and get started. So good morning and good afternoon. I'm Lynn Wesno. I lead AutoCAD Family Marketing at Autodesk, and I want to welcome you to today's briefing. So the goal of this session is for you to learn how you can maximize opportunities around the AutoCAD portfolio, how to position the value of subscription, and understand what tools are available to help you market these opportunities to your customers and prospects. So just a couple of housekeeping notes before we start. So there is a Q&A panel where you can ask questions. So you can ask those questions throughout the call, and we will be answering them as we go. If we aren't able to answer all of the questions from today, we will prepare an FAQ document that will be distributed along with the recording of today's session. So with that, why don't I just go ahead and move to the agenda. So again, we have Julian Parr, who's the Director of AutoCAD Strategy, and he'll be covering driving subscriber growth with the AutoCAD portfolio. And then we have our Technical Marketing Manager for AutoCAD, Heidi Hewitt, and she will be covering positioning the value of subscription and also sharing what's new with AutoCAD 2018. And then I'll be going into some details around, as I mentioned, some of the tools that are available and some of our communication plans around the new release. So with that, I will turn things over to Julian.
Thanks, Lynn. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me fine on your side?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
All right. Let's see if I have control.
Lynn, can you put it in presentation mode?
Sorry?
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
And Lynn, will you be passing the slides or will I do it?
Yes, I'm happy to do it, Julian. No problem.
But do I have control? All right, that's fine.
I'll drive, no problem.
Okay, thank you. All right, so let's get started. So there are two opportunities I want to highlight. Nothing new, very consistent with what we've been doing for the last couple of years with the AutoCAD portfolio. The first one is to acquire new customers and new subscribers. So the AutoCAD brand is really powerful to do that. And the second opportunity is to move the legacy customers to subscribe. But again, it's been an ongoing effort now for many years. Next slide, please. So let's start with acquiring new customers. Next one. So I want to start providing an overview of the opportunity here. Worldwide, we have close to 6 million non-paying users. Now we have new data sets that really make us pretty confident about the size of that opportunity. It's broken down geographically quite evenly across the 3 geos, and there's a surprisingly high number of those non-paying users, in fact, in our largest mature markets. I mentioned that AutoCAD is a great tool to acquire new customers. In fact, this year, 75% of all the net new accounts, so net new logos that we acquired as a company, were acquired either through AutoCAD or LT. So the first product they bought was either AutoCAD LT or an AutoCAD Vertical, so an AutoCAD family product. Now, not all of those net new accounts would migrate over time to an industry solution. Some do. That the percentage varies by region. But we looked at the evolution of this account over time. And for those that migrated, now 75% of what they own are industry solutions. So really, the AutoCAD brand is a way to feed your base, to grow your install base, so that you can sell other solutions down the line and services to those companies that are growing. This year, we acquired, again, a record high level of net new customer accounts. 40% of all the subscribers that purchased a new subscription this year came from net new accounts. Next slide, please. So you might wonder, what's the profile of those net new accounts? Where do they come from? For a vast majority of them, they were former non-compliant users, either pure pirate or overusing our product. But we're also seeing a lot of customers switching from other competitive solutions, which is really, really encouraging. Now, with the new price point, we have many customers that are moving back to Autodesk. And the third category comes from accounts that are expanding or newly created companies in the market that are kind of reaching the critical point where they start investing in CAD. And that category of account is actually growing. Next one, please. So why you should care about those net new accounts? The small accounts you acquire today might be your biggest accounts of tomorrow. So here are 3 companies that are really large now, employ hundreds of thousands of employees. You might know all 3 of them. None of those companies existed just a few years ago. In fact, there's a trend worldwide, and it's very true in the US, but not only. There are more jobs being created in small businesses than in large companies. And many of those small businesses in just a few years will become large organizations. So how do those new customers hear about subscription? And that's really where you guys play a critical role. They hear it from you, from our partners. That's the main source of information and awareness. But they're also increasingly searching for information online and hearing about the subscription value online. So it's really critical to have a very strong online presence. We'll get to that later. So a few plays, I won't go through a lot of detail here. The first one, amplify your digital marketing efforts. Be present online, be present and active on social, post on blogs, drive traffic to your website, gauge your content, organize webinars, create a way to talk to a lot of prospects and customers at the same time. The second play is to deliver a very powerful message that resonates with users and decision makers. We have revamped the way we tell the AutoCAD subscription story. And Heidi will go in more depth into that message later on. But there really are 4 pillars that are really important to remember when we talk about the value of subscribing to AutoCAD and LT. And those 4 pillars are simplification, the more personalized experience, the more connected experience, and more innovation. And we'll give you very specific examples across of those 4 value pillars. We also, we've invested in scoring our top trialers. We have 1 million trial downloads of AutoCAD every year. Great source of leads. Not every lead is critical, so we've actually scored those leads to prioritize the most attractive ones and the ones that are the most likely to convert. And we are now passing some of those leads to our partners. So if you're working with us on that, obviously, please nurture those leads. And the last play is to identify your underpenetrated accounts. you have in your base many accounts that either you acquired recently or a while ago and are dormant, where you have a low share wallet in those accounts. So typically, you've purchased a couple of subscriptions for you, a couple of seats, but there are way more users in those accounts. So a little bit of enrichment here helps prioritize the right ones. All right, so that was for going after new subscribers and acquiring new customers. So let's move on to the second part, moving your legacy customers to subscription. So again, a few data points here. There are more than 1 million non-current AutoCAD and LT users, active users worldwide. Again, we have a lot of confidence in the accuracy of that number more than ever before. So we know those active users exist, in the world. It's actually, the real number is close to 1.2, and they are distributed across 380,000 sites, which for us means basically a company, an office. Those non-current users are almost split evenly across the world, with close to 70% in our metro market, and across all company size segments, so enterprise accounts, SMBs, and VSBs. You'll see that the majority of the larger segment is SMB, which we define as companies with between 20 to 5,000 employees. So it's a really large segment. So why non-current customers move to subscription? First has to do with perception of price and value, but value is mentioned, and so it's important to communicate the value of the latest offering beyond the latest feature, but really tell the whole story about the subscription value. But there's another critical key word here to remember. It's compatibility. Compatibility with hardware, compatibility with other AutoCAD, the latest AutoCAD release, with other tools. So our customers really feel the pain of not being on the latest release, and so it's really critical to touch on that point in the conversation you have with customers. All right, so when it comes to moving the non-current base, I want to differentiate between two categories of accounts. What I call large accounts and the long tail of smaller FESBs or small or medium-sized businesses. And as you can see, our overall base kind of breaks down almost half and half between those two categories of accounts. So you have about 40,000 companies at the top that own 500,000 non-current AutoCAD and LTC, 500,000. And then the long tail of accounts, 340,000 with about 600,000 of those seats. So let's start with what to do to move the long tail. That's an area where you've already been doing a lot over the last few years. Next slide, please. So being successful, moving smaller account, the long tail of VSBs and small SMBs with our GSP promo, they typically are very responsive to promotions, those accounts. So keep leveraging the GSP and amplify the new price points on your website, online, and also keep leveraging the new subscriber campaign. That's an evergreen program that addresses both new subscribers and non-current customers. We have a lot of great assets to use with your conversation with customers. Now I want to move to the large account, a bit more of a differentiated approach here. So first, why are those seats not on subscription in large accounts? Well, it's important to understand the profile of those organizations. They typically have more specialized users across a lot of different departments. So as you probably know, typically you have a few or one design engineering department that actually already use a hybrid set of tools, usually industry solutions from Autodesk, from the competition, and other 2D AutoCAD and LT seats. But then you have a whole bunch of other departments in the company. Sometimes downstream the design workflow in production, like drafting, documentation, testing, installation, etc. And typically, those departments are still very much 2D driven. So they use a lot of RT and AutoCAD seats. And often, when we reach out to those accounts, we tend to prioritize the design engineering department, and we position our industry solution. We maybe forget to reach out to all the other departments inside this organization. So who we need to talk to in those larger organizations? I won't go through all the details, but as you know, not necessarily end users. So talk to other professionals, either purchasing departments or IT CAD managers, other managers of the design, engineering team, or the managers of the department. Now, why is it important? They may not be receptive to just a message around the product, or even not just a message about the GFP. So you need to tweak the approach. You also need to find those individuals in those organizations. So they are more cost-oriented. They care about license management and deployment. They are a bit more risk-averse. They want to make sure they get the right tools for the end users inside their company. Next slide. So how to reach out to those large accounts with 10 non-current seats and more? First, prioritize top opportunities. Again, not every account is created equal. So stack rank them based on the total number of non-current seats. And you can add other criteria if the data you have in your systems allow for it. And reach those accounts with new contacts. There are plenty of ways to do that. One that probably your sales team are already using, which is to leverage LinkedIn for that. There's a lot of information online to be used to find new contacts and the right contacts in those companies. The second place to, again, tell a accompanying story, leveraging the Engineered for the Future message we've put together. So that's the AutoCAD subscription story I was talking about earlier, with those 4 pillars. There will be a file format change this year. We haven't changed the file format of AutoCAD for 5 years. There are a lot of really good reasons why we are doing this to improve the customer experience, but that's another compelling event, especially for those large accounts, to adopt the latest release, back to the point about compatibility. And the third thing is to position multi-user subscription. Right? So we have a great offering here for large accounts with distributed teams, with managed environments. It's really AutoCAD multi-user subscription. Next slide, please. So to summarize, I really invite you to start thinking about that differentiated approach between the long tail and the largest opportunity you have in your base. So again, to summarize, 2 main plays, no different than what we've been doing for years. Leverage the AutoCAD brand to acquire new customers, to grow your install base, to feed your future growth, and move your non-current customers to subscription, leveraging all the great assets we've been producing. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Julian. And now we will turn it over to Heidi.
All right, great. Thanks, Lynn. So AutoCAD has been around for many years. This year actually marks the 35th year of continuous innovation for AutoCAD. Since 1982, we've been adapting to technology trends and changing customer expectations. We continue to demonstrate a commitment to innovation, and the pace of the change and the innovation has really increased in the past years, with millions of users on our cloud and mobile AutoCAD offerings. AutoCAD is the most popular and trusted CAD product, and with it, as I mentioned, we continue to innovate. And what enables that innovation, go ahead and next slide, is that Autodesk is changing. So AutoCAD is changing, but that's enabled by Autodesk changing. And with that, Autodesk is really changing how we deliver our technology to customers. And for that, it helps our customers, simplify, personalize, and connect with their design software and their designs and as I mentioned, continuing to be innovative. I'm going to go into some of the details. For example, simplifying. We simplify the licensing, access to their software. They can get updates to the latest technology as we develop new features. They don't have to wait now for a whole year until we come out with the next release of AutoCAD. They can get updates as soon as they're ready and available for them to download and add to their existing AutoCAD. These are small updates, so it really minimizes the amount of training and getting up to speed on a new release. They can help ensure that everyone is working on the latest version of software as everyone updates these smaller modules, these kind of bite-sized incremental modules. And really one of the big benefits of this is it helps them avoid the pain of uninstalling and reinstalling AutoCAD. Because many of our customers do customize their AutoCAD, so they may have custom tools or add-on applications. And when we release frequently a large release where they have to uninstall and reinstall, then it's actually quite a migration process. Even with many of the tools that we offer them, just testing and ensuring that their tools have come over and migrated properly can sometimes deter them from upgrading. So as we move to this new paradigm where we have a big release and then that release lasts for quite a long time as we keep adding updates to the software, it really simplifies our customers the process of updating AutoCAD. Go ahead, next slide. So personalized. There are many ways to personalize and customize AutoCAD. One way is if they work with a lot of different file formats, they have access to our A360 viewer and other cloud tools on the web that they can view and manipulate, and just depending on what they're trying to do, a whole variety of different files. But within AutoCAD, they also can download more than 600 Autodesk apps from the Autodesk store. Searching for apps that have been approved and ensured to work properly, installed properly on top of AutoCAD that meet their specific industry needs. But in addition to that, in addition to accessing other applications from the store that have been developed by third-party developers, they can also create their own applications or create custom list applications, for example, that do specific things that they need to for their industry or their tasks. And then, again, with the kind of personalized experience as they do things like, for example, downloading these updates to AutoCAD, they can receive specific skill-building tips that are relevant to those updates so that they stay on top of the key functionality that's in AutoCAD and being added to AutoCAD. And, of course, better interoperability as well. So connected, there are a lot of ways that we are enabling and continuing with this fast pace of allowing our users to stay more connected with other collaborators, with their design team. And one of those key ways is through using AutoCAD and having compatibility between AutoCAD on the desktop as well as the AutoCAD mobile app and our A360 cloud offerings. With the licensing changes that we've had in AutoCAD and that we're continuing to evolve, users can log in to their AutoCAD on any system and have access to their license, whatever they have been licensed for. So it enables them to move around without having to actually install AutoCAD onto other systems that is appropriate for them. They can actually just log in to a system that's already has AutoCAD there and use their own license. With that, they can also retrieve their own profile information. So if they've customized AutoCAD, they have their interface set up the way that they like it, they can access some of that profile information automatically by logging into AutoCAD. And then other benefits, of course, with this whole connected and cloud environment are accessibility to shared training and support and actual data, AutoCAD drawings that can be shared across platforms. Slide. Innovative. So there are many ways that we have been innovating AutoCAD over the years. Some of the more recent and powerful, and some of the ones that kind of set AutoCAD apart from many other applications include printing. So creating a model in AutoCAD, a 3D model, sending out to a 3D printer is very easy using a 3D Print Studio tool that is included with AutoCAD. So that's one of the tools that's kind of ahead of its time and very innovative. Also scanning. So if we've got 3D printing, we've also got 3D scanning. So if somebody scans a site, for example, or a part, they can use that data, bring it into Autodesk Recap, which is installed with AutoCAD, and manipulate or work with that data and then attach that point cloud file with real data that represents their actual environment, attach that to their AutoCAD drawings, and use that as a starting point for their designs. Also, BIM designs. Many of our customers that are working within BIM use Navisworks files, use Navisworks for their designs, and it's very easy for them to take those Navisworks files and attach them as underlays to their AutoCAD drawings. So again, using that as a starting point for their designs without having to completely recreate data from scratch. And then one more innovative way where we're really kind of ahead of other applications is the ability to not only attach, as underlay, attach and plot PDF files, which we know is a very popular file format across design industries. Our customers can also import data from PDF files. So again, kind of going back to that idea where they don't have to completely start from scratch. They can use existing design data as the starting point and go on from there, so they can focus on the design that they're really needing to create without having to recreate stuff that already exists. So those are just some of the key ways. Of course, there are many others, but those are some of the big ways that we have been innovating AutoCAD over the years. Okay, next slide. So just to summarize, again, simplify with licensing, access, updates, and versions, all ways to make it easier for our customers to stay up to date on the latest software. Personalizing, I mentioned many of the different ways that they can make AutoCAD their own so that they can be as work as efficiently as possible. And then, of course, connecting across any device or platform. And I just mentioned some of the innovative tools. So some of the new features that we'll talk about, and I'll just kind of address these quickly here, and then I'll go into AutoCAD and just show you a few of these without getting into great detail. I'll just give you a few examples. PDF, as I mentioned, is big. Everybody uses PDF files, and so we continue to enhance our PDF functionality. And one of the tools that we've added that was included in the AutoCAD 2017.1 update, but also, of course, rolled into AutoCAD 2018, is the ability for users to recognize text that has been imported from a PDF file and was originally using AutoCAD-specific fonts that the PDF file might not have understood, but they can very easily recognize that text and convert it to real text in AutoCAD, again, taking advantage of existing data without having to create it from scratch. Also, XREF files, externally referenced files, which can be drawings, images, attached PDF files, and a variety of other files that they can attach into their AutoCAD drawings. We've made it much easier for them to work with those files and avoid common problems related to breaking reference links. And I'll demonstrate that in AutoCAD in just a couple of minutes. And then object selection. Our users can very easily select objects as they zoom in. Maybe they've got a very dense drawing. They can zoom in really close to their data in AutoCAD and then start a selection set. As they pan and zoom across their drawing, they can continue selecting those objects. And this kind of seems like a small thing, but at Autodesk University, for example, when this was demonstrated, users were very excited about this ability to do that, to zoom and pan as they're creating selection windows. Okay, a few of the others that are kind of key features in AutoCAD 2018 include the tool that makes it very easy for our customers to combine text. So we've got tools for letting them convert text, for example, from imported PDF geometry, but we also have some tools. One has been around for a little while, but it's been enhanced quite a bit in AutoCAD 2018 so that they can easily combine text or multi-line text objects into single large multi-line text objects. And then there are other enhancements too, just for better compatibility with character codes and translation and some other things that customers have experienced in the past. Also, many technology and performance enhancements. I won't be able to cover all of those, but some of the big ones, or probably the biggest one, is that we support 4K and higher displays, so high-resolution monitors It used to be before AutoCAD 2018, or actually this was started to be introduced with the AutoCAD 2017.1 update. But before that, if a user tried to work with AutoCAD, like say AutoCAD 2017, on a system with a high-resolution monitor, for example, a Microsoft Surface tablet, some of the dialog boxes and other UI elements didn't quite look right. They were really scrunched, or the text was too big, and it was very hard to work with some of those user interface elements. So we're very happy to have this AutoCAD updated now to support those high-resolution monitors. And some other user interface enhancements. I mean, AutoCAD, again, has been around for a long time, so we're not making any drastic changes to the user interface, which our customers always appreciate. They don't want big changes. But we're just tweaking a few things, making them more consistent across different tools like dialog boxes and toolbars, so there's more consistency, and just little enhancements to make them easier to work with. For example, file navigation dialog box, it just remembers the sort order that they used previously in that dialog box, assuming that they may want to use that same sort order again. So just little tweaks like that. And then design views is the ability in AutoCAD to create, just with a single click, to publish their drawing out to the cloud where it can be viewed and shared with other people in a secure environment. We introduced that in AutoCAD 2017, but with AutoCAD 2018 there have been some great enhancements to the viewing functionality itself that's out on the cloud, making it easier and more flexible for people, our customers, to share their designs with others. So we'll go ahead and jump into AutoCAD. I'm going to share my screen here. And let's see. Make myself the presenter. Show my screen. So hopefully you are able to see AutoCAD now.
Yep, we can see it, Heidi.
Awesome, great, thanks, Lynn. All right, so I have AutoCAD 2018 open here. And again, I'm just going to show you a few of the most exciting features. I'll start with my favorite one in 2018, and this is related to external references. So as I mentioned, we've got some great enhancements for XREFs that help our users avoid problems with broken paths. And even if you yourself haven't used AutoCAD, but you've probably used other tools that reference, that link in files, maybe an image or a video or something that you link in to your documents. If those original files move, or you somehow change the folder structure, it can be very easy to break those links. And our AutoCAD customers ran into this frequently because one of the most efficient ways to use AutoCAD is to have a parent drawing, a host drawing, that may not have a lot of data in it itself, but it will link to a lot of other drawings. So maybe a link to a floor plan or a site plan or a lot of different drawings that all add together to build the complete drawing that they're working on. And that's efficient for a lot of reasons. One is that it allows a lot of different people to be working on the drawings. Somebody could be working on the floor plan while somebody else is working on the site plan, and then they link them all in together to create the final comprehensive drawing. So that's one of the many reasons why users have reference files, many reference files often. And it could be AutoCAD drawings, or it could be images. It could also be PDF files, just any kind of file that they can link into AutoCAD. If they move those files, or they do something that changes the way that those files relate to each other, it is very easy for them to break those paths. And then it can be frustrating because when they open up the drawing, like I have this one open here, what I see are a lot of not found references. So all of these that say not found, or here I have some that are orphaned. That indicates that those files may or may not be on my system, but this particular drawing cannot find them. And part of the reason for that is that by default, and the way many of our users work, because it is sort of the default behavior, is that when they attach or reference an external file, it uses the hard-coded location. So for example, it's using my C drive and the full path, which is a problem because even if I copy these files and give them to somebody else, which happens often, somebody else may not be working on a C drive, and they certainly won't have the same folder names that I have here. So immediately, just me sharing these with somebody else now causes them to have broken reference paths. So it's a very common problem and can be very frustrating and time-consuming for our customers to go through and fix all of these paths appropriately so that it finds the files. So we have many different tools in AutoCAD. I won't go into all of them with AutoCAD 2018, but there are a lot of different tools to help minimize the problems and the frustration that our customers run into when working with reference files. One of them is just by default, I'll just kind of show you what it's like to attach a reference file. So if I go in here and attach, and you can see the many different types of files that customers can attach to their AutoCAD drawings. I'll just choose drawing, though, as my file to attach. And if I look in here to one of these, oops, I didn't keep drawing. So I'm just attaching a DWG file. So if I look into my folder and pick any one of these drawings that I have, you'll see here that it is letting me reference that file. I have a lot of different options. I won't go into those. But by default, previously in AutoCAD, and references have been around for, gosh, probably 25 years, close to that, long time. But by default, all these years, it has always saved the full path. So it would say C:, Heidi, whatever it is, the whole folder structure. Now, just a simple change that we've made is that it defaults to relative path. So what that means is wherever my host drawing is, it's looking out in the path structure and making this attachment relative to that rather than using the entire folder. So there's a lot of little enhancements like that. If they've already attached it, it is hard-coded in there, the full path. We've got tools. For example, if I right-click on this one, I now have a tool to select new path. That makes it very easy for me to go in using these navigation dialog boxes and select locate wherever that existing file is. So that one was called map information. I find where that is in my folder structure, choose that. And the really nice thing here is not only did I just find that one file and kind of manually tell it, yeah, this is where it is, I have this option to use that path for any other files that it finds in that same location. So there were 5 more or 4 other files, I think, that it found using that same path, and it automatically applied that, and it, by default now, made it a relative link instead of using that hard-coded path, which will almost certainly break at some time in the future. So those are just some of the enhancements, but as an AutoCAD user myself, I can tell you this will make our users very happy, because this solves a lot of problems and time that they would normally spend just trying to track down their missing or broken references. So I think, I guess the last one I'll show you there, a long list of tool or enhancements and tools that I can show you. But I think the last one I want to show you is just PDF, because that's, again, one of the most common ones that our users will experience. This was introduced or included in the AutoCAD 2018 or 2017.1 update, but we know a lot of our customers don't necessarily install the update as soon as it's available, so many of them may still not be aware of this. And of course, it's rolled into AutoCAD 2018. So to show you this process, customers can attach a PDF file to their AutoCAD drawings. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to here to import. Now, instead of attaching it as an underlay, I'm going to attach it as I'm going to import it directly. So I get geometry from that PDF file into my AutoCAD drawing. Now, we could do this a year ago when AutoCAD 2017 released, but I'll show you what some of the enhancements are since then. So I pick which sheet in my PDF file that I want to import. That geometry comes in to AutoCAD, so it's actual geometry, it's lines and text and actual geometry in AutoCAD, except for some of the text. So for example, my flag notes here, if I look at that closely, this was created originally in the drawing that produced the PDF file. It was created using TrueType fonts, which the PDF file format understands. But one of the most efficient fonts or ways to use fonts and create text in AutoCAD is by using AutoCAD fonts, which are called SHX fonts. So those were, all this other text in here was originally created in the drawing that produced the PDF file. These were using AutoCAD fonts, which are very efficient in AutoCAD, but the problem is the PDF file format, it's Adobe's file format, not ours. It does not understand what SHX fonts are. So when somebody produced this PDF file from the AutoCAD drawing and then I attach that PDF file back into AutoCAD, that information about this text wasn't there because it didn't know what to do with it. So right now I just have a whole bunch of lines, arcs, and circles, just a bunch of geometry representing all these words and text. The tools that we've added in the AutoCAD 2017.1 update and, of course, AutoCAD 2018 enable customers to recognize text. So here I've got all this little geometry, which to AutoCAD right now is not text. What I'm going to do is use this tool, Recognize SHX Text, and by doing that, I can control settings. So even if our users have created their own text, which is very common, that they can create and customize their own look and feel for text, and you can see how different some of the text may look here. I've just got a sample word typed in, and some of that looks a little crazy depending on the font that they select, but very different. So what we want to do is compare all this little geometry over here and the way that it's kind of formed together against some of the different fonts. And again, I can add or remove fonts. If I have my own custom fonts that I've created, I can add those to the list too. And this is really just a comparison. So AutoCAD's going to look at all this data here, compare it to the font data, and determine what the words are and actually create AutoCAD text from that. So there are a lot of different controls. I won't go into the details of those, but I'm just going to go ahead and have AutoCAD compare it. I can select which fonts I want it to compare against, and it will look at all those fonts that I have selected, do a comparison, and it will come back and let me know how that comparison went. So I select all that text, goes ahead and processes, which is actually pretty quick, and now you can see it even tells me the success that it had and which font that it used because it matched very closely. So now you can see I actually have text. I can use my text editor, and this has saved me a huge amount of time being able to import this data from the PDF file and convert it to actual AutoCAD text. So those are the only ones I'll talk about. I think Lynn is going to talk about some of the sales tools that we have, and those tools include the AutoCAD launch demo, which is just a little bit of what I've shown you here. There's also videos that go along with it, and then also the preview guide. Between those documents, you can learn everything I know that's new in AutoCAD 2018. Let's go ahead back to the PowerPoint.
Great. Thanks, Heidi. Can everyone see my screen? Not yet?
It might still be on my screen, but I'm not sure.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Let me go again. All right, good. I think it's coming back. Everyone see it yet?
Not yet.
Apologies. It says it's still waiting. Heidi, can you switch over to me?
Yeah,
good. Okay. I think it just worked.
Yep.
So I think one more slide to cover, Lynn, and then I'll hand it back to you.
Okay. Are we back?
Yeah, I think we can see if you want to go into presentation mode. Okay. And next slide.
We'll do that now, and we'll go to the last slide, and then we'll go over to me.
Great. So,
great. Yep, that's your last slide, Heidi.
There should be, or maybe it's slow coming across, the trusted DWG slide?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's stuck. Okay, if everyone else is seeing, I'm only seeing the new features of AutoCAD 2018 text to MText slide.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to try it again on air. Everyone?
Yep. You're good.
So trusted DWG technology, this is Autodesk technology that ensures that our customers are working with authentic, true, Autodesk-generated DWG files. For AutoCAD 2018, the DWG format has been updated to provide improvements, and some of those improvements include efficiency for open and save operations. I don't go into all those technology and performance updates, but those relate to why the DWG file format is changing in AutoCAD 2018. So again, efficiency of open and save operations. This is especially true for drawings that contain a lot of annotative objects and viewports, as well as drawings with 3D solid and surfaces in them. They're now using the newest geometric modeler, which is kind of core to AutoCAD now, and that has improved stability and security for their drawings. So again, that has, though, required that the DWG file format be updated in order to support those functionalities. All right, great, thanks, Lynn.
Great. Thanks, Heidi. Okay, let's jump into some of the marketing, and unfortunately, looks like I'm not able to advance my slides. 1 second. Oh, technology sometimes. Shoot. My computer is frozen. Okay. Let me get out of here for a second. Apologies. Oh. Okay, not sure. All right, here we go. Now we're in business. So again, great information from Heidi and Julian. So just switching gears a bit to talk a little bit about the communication plan, and then, as I mentioned, some of the tools that will be available. So first, we'll be going out with an announcement on the new release of AutoCAD and LT 2018 on Monday, March 21st. So this is the official marketing launch date. So we'll distribute this announcement through social, so specifically through a blog post, and then we will conduct targeted outreach to key influencers and media covering AutoCAD. So this is similar to what we did this last year, so we're moving away from sort of the traditional press release model. So with social, we have the ability to drive more engagement through the content, through retweets and shares, and also the ability to follow up. So much of the content that Heidi was referencing with some of the demos and the data sets we'll be posting as an ongoing series. So again, it's just not a one-time event. It'll be ongoing. So in addition, we'll be localizing the blog post and working through our country PR managers to promote international coverage as well. And we also hosted several key AutoCAD influencers this week, and we're looking forward to partnering with these influencers on developing content throughout the year. So as Heidi referenced, some exciting news. So in December, the AutoCAD team will officially celebrate 35 years of AutoCAD software, and you can see the logo mark that has been developed. So the message is all about being inspired by our past, but really AutoCAD is engineered for the future. So I think it's important to stop and pause here and think about AutoCAD has been instrumental in designing some of the world's most beautiful and groundbreaking and innovative products and buildings for 35 years. So we're pretty proud to say that. So throughout the year, we'll be showcasing this 35-year celebration. We're going to be putting together some fun facts. We're going to be showcasing the next generation of users. We'll also be packaging up the logo mark along with the Engineered for the Future toolkit for our partners, so that way you all can communicate this milestone with your customers as well. So taking a quick peek at the sales and marketing assets. So all of the assets, so English and localized versions, will be available on Partner DAM by global launch, so that's the 21st. I think we have the customer presentation that will be following a few weeks later. But everything else that you see listed here, again, will be available as of March 21st. And one thing to point out, too, that, as Julian talked about, expanding our reach, going digital. So we've ensured that we have content and assets for social activities as well as online activities as well. And then this is just a summary again for LT. So many of the same assets will be delivered as well within the same time frame. So again, I think this is important to call out. As Julian went through some of the opportunities around both acquiring new users as well as the opportunity we have for non-current. What we want to focus on and partner with you all on are the top plays. So we will be continuing to support your efforts and packaging up, these toolkits that will help support some of this messaging. So again, from digital marketing throughout social, content plays that you can leverage, whether it be to drive engagement or leads, as well as the engineer for the future and being able to tell that story either through an event or a webinar series. So there'll be, communication from your field marketing teams as well as we start to build out and distribute these assets so you can focus in on these specific areas. So with that, I thought we'd turn it over to questions. So I just am looking through the question panel. Just wanted to call out if there were any themes or specific questions that we could call out. I know we only have a few minutes remaining.
I think you addressed it, Lynn, but one of the questions before you had addressed it was whether the 35-year anniversary logo would be available to partner.
Yes. Yeah, great question, and absolutely. We're excited to share that logo mark, and we'll be, again, packaging it up. It will be included in the engineered for the future toolkit that we'll be supplying as well. Because the 35-year messaging was really tied to, Heidi, what you covered with the 4 pillars. So it's definitely a good story there.
Another question just came across asking if we plan to prepare any ebooks related to AutoCAD and AutoCAD LT. So there is an ebook, I didn't mention it, but recently they've released an ebook for AutoCAD Mobile, or I'm sorry, yeah, an iBook, right, for AutoCAD Mobile. I think it's an interesting idea. I don't know if you have any more information on that, Lynn. I'm not aware of anything, but I think it's a great idea for us to explore.
Yeah, no, definitely. I know we've, again, with the launch of the AutoCAD Mobile iBook, it's a great play, definitely on through the social space as well. So yes, that's something we can explore as a team for AutoCAD and LT as well. Great. Okay, well, it looks like there's no other questions. So again, thank you, Heidi and Julian, and thank you, everyone, for your time today. And again, if you have any follow-up questions, you can reach out to the folks within field marketing, channel marketing. Anyone of the 3 of us would be happy to help as well. And this call will be recorded, so if there's folks on your team that weren't able to join us, we will post this recording up on DAM as well. So with that, thank you, everyone, and have a great evening and a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.
Thank you all.